Okay, cool. We're gonna have Dead. Switch. We're gonna have Dead versus Lalu dueling one another. Dead requested a reduel with Lalu. He said he made a core mistake and he wants to appeal. So it's gonna be the god himself, Dead, versus Lalu. And because we have so little people in here, so much less of people joining us, we can actually see like cooldowns and such. You can see Dead's offenses, defenses, and a kick. You can also see everything Lalu got as well. Actually, I like Feint a lot. We'll do this one instead. Dead is trying to make sure to get an angle onto Lalu. Does have all the traps set up. How's Lalu doing right now? Is dealing with a pet. In-cap coming onto Dead. Is going to have a touch of death in the opener with a big old setup. Pretty sure it's going to be chicken out of Dead. Wants to run Lalu through the trap though. And Dead is going to take some of this damage trying to feint death. Is feinting death? Does feint death stop touch of death? I think it does because enough advantage stops it for rogues. And Dead is just going to get disarmed running Lalu through the trap. Popping cooldowns. His coordinated assault is going down. Lalu did pop dampen harm to deal with some of this damage. Another trap coming down. And Lalu's at least dealing with Dead's pet, if anything. Generating chi from there. Gonna engage Dead for a moment. Fist of Fury coming out. And Dead is just gonna get slowed. Has to take all the damage. And Lalu's gonna roll out into a port back. Gonna go for Vivifies again. Just to make sure he's generating chi. Dead is gonna sit behind Manic Bandage. Lalu's having to deal with Dead's pet. But Dead able to heal himself as much as possible. Gonna put up a reheal on a pet. Lalu's gonna keep trying to avoid Dead, trying to avoid direct contact. There's gonna be Fist of Fury trying to slow Dead down. He is gonna disengage out, dragon kick him to him, trying to keep it in combat as best as possible. That trap is gonna stop him for a moment though. Popping in those images is gonna disarm Dead, dropping down very, very low. Lalu might honestly have to go for Karma. No! What the? What? Did Dead's like heed my call proc or something just now? Because Lalu was waiting for that Karma. Oh my god, you guys want to rematch that? That was very quick. That was a heed my call proc. Like it was literally like a Azeroth trait proc. Heed my call proc. That is so dumb. That is so dumb. Like it wasn't even an actual ability. It was like because he has a dot on you, just like pop. Like how do you expect that, right? How do you expect that? Am I right? Are you kidding me? Oh, I should outscore. Wait, I can outscore. Bah. You see that? There's a score on Dead side now. Look at that. I can... So, best out of 3, right? Whoever best out of 3 now. So, Dead has won. Dead has won. How's the new patch? Arcanite. It's actually kind of good in terms of the content. There's more to do for catch-up, but the raid itself is not out. So, people are waiting for that after Christmas. 22nd of January. The PvP has been pretty cool, actually. A lot more classes are viable. Shamans are busted. So, actually, it's not that bad. Yeet my call. Yeet. This is a big old yeet. Alright, Dead is catching up. Trying to get up close to the Monkus himself. Trying to get around circles. Trying to get an angle. Actually get an offensive, which I like. Setting up the trap, saying this is my pole. And Lalu, I think, just walks through the trap. And I think he gets himself out with a defensive for sure. I think he targets Fury that. Like, walked in and target lost to that. It's gonna be stunned out of Dead though. It's gonna be Trinket out of Lalu, trying to get some damage. Goes for a Fist of Fury, and Dead is gonna bail the hell out of there. There's gonna be port for Lalu into a freezing trap. Dead is gonna scurry himself over, get another trap running. What a nice trap setup for Dead. Gonna harpoon at Lalu, throw a grenade in his face as he gets disarmed. So for Dead, there's no opportunity for him to get any damage up, but Lalu still finds himself at fairly low health. Gonna get a Vivify off in there. It's gonna be dampen harm when dealing with Dead's pet. Once they're kind of engaged, make sure the dampen harm actually gets value out. We're trying to force Dead around the corner with Vivifies. Is going to get in there. Going to get a stun to Dead. Dead is going to trinket it, and Fist of Fury are going to go flying out of the loot. Going to put their health at a very similar level. Rolling after Dead. Still doesn't have a trinket for a while. Needs to be watching out for his setup. Does get images with a touch of Death. That's going to be a Turtle Shell out of Dead though. Casting Vivifies into his face. It's going to be a trap any moment now. I think Lalu's waiting out for any kind of setup. Could be out of Dead. Does get an in-cap to follow into Fist of Fury. Nice Fist of Fury. That's a full parry. And Dead is actually finding himself fairly low health. Disarm coming out is going to be a freezing trap for Lalu. Dead is going to have opportunity to maybe get himself mending bandages. Actually, didn't go for mending bandages. I think he tried at one point, and that's going to be him going to camo. And Lalu's going to try to find it, but another freezing trap going to put him on ice. And Dead is just going to run around in circles. Mending bandages coming out so he can get a full reset against Lalu. Lalu is just going to have to go for the eyes, man. Just going to have to find it. So for Lalu, 30 seconds on Trinket. Could be bad. Looking for Dead in everywhere. Does spot the Dead. That son of a bitch hanging out in his own opener. Stun coming out, but Dead's pet. Dead has the opportunity to go for some damage, trying to take a chunk out of Lulu. Incap coming in. Is Lulu gonna have a full setup? Does have the image of stun lock coming out and everything. Still is holding on to the karma. No turtle shell coming out for Dead. Fist of Fury are gonna keep Dead in place. Gonna go for a big old leg sweep up in the air. And Dead is gonna put him on ice again, trying to go for a reset. Those images are not gonna let him though. So for Lulu, it's a good opportunity. Does stop Dead's heal at least. Dead has found himself in a bad spot. That karma could literally end him. Does land a karma on Dead. Dead is pulling his pets away. And for Lulu, needs to engage. Dead is throwing down all the traps in the world. Wants to go for Feast Trap. That Fist of Fury might end them right here though. And that's a 1-for-1 now. Both of these guys have 1 point. Alright boys, one more. Best out of 3. It's going to be Dead or Lulu. One of these guys is going to take down home the trophy, I swear to God. Give him all of your energy, boys. Do you vote for Dead, the godly survival hunter, been playing survival since the OG Legion days? Or do you vote for Lulu, this marvelous monk who came out of nowhere for these duels and just dominated the competition? What do you guys think? Is it going to be Lulu or is it going to be Dead? This is fun as hell, dude. I love these kind of things. If anybody ever has any kind of like fused in chat, just solve them through duels and I'll be the mediator in the middle. Because in the end it's like battle for I mean, you can't solve all conflicts through duels, but if anything, you know, you can figure out at least like, you know, set your rivalries, settle all of it. Dead is going to be approaching offensively, so he's not playing defensive, unlike in Legion where he played very defensive with his traps. There's going to be full stun lock out of Lulu with images. Gonna follow with the Fist of Fury after all this, probably. No, actually gonna get hit with a stun in the opener, and Dead is just gonna get some distance. Gonna get some damage running, and that's gonna be poured out of Lulu. Gonna sit behind the pillar for a little bit, take out Dead's pet while he's got it. While Dead is gonna set up many bandages and even try to put down a trap in case Lulu does poke out. Does make it sure his pet is fully healed up. That was his aspect of the eagle. He's not gonna be able to get that range for about another minute. Lulu is just making sure he's hiding at the right side of the pillar. Is gonna run through Dead's trap and try to use lust out of it. Needs to go for some big damages. Does have images up and running right now. Disarming Dead as Dead popping big cooldowns, and Lulu's find himself a fairly low health. Juke it back to the side of the pillar, going for Vivifies as Dead is just sprinting over there. He's just hugging the very corner of the map, every corner of the pillar, just trying to make sure he's got a perfect setup. Might even be able to go for a full stun setup combo on Dead. No, doesn't have one. Dead's gonna bail out of it, and right before Lulu can jump back right behind the pillar, he's just gonna get away. There's gonna be touch of death. Dead is gonna trinket out of it, and Lulu's trying to go for Fist of Fury. There's a freezing trap right in front of him. Lulu is gonna go for Vivify. His freezing trap right in front. Dead is gonna take some of that damage. Not gonna take full damage from touch of death. But Lulu's put himself and Dead at least in a similar health levels where Lulu can at least heal. Dead, he's out of all defensives, no trinket for a while. Lulu still has a trinket and images are going to be available. That's going to be, oh, the freezing trap though into a massive root trap. Like if you don't see it, that's going to be rough. And Dead is going to jump into a pillar, jump into camo. Lulu is going to go pick up the eyes. This is a perfect opportunity for Dead to establish the pillar as his place. But he's going to chill at. He's going to drop another trap. Grenades coming out. Dead is going to get hit with an incap. Lulu has the opportunity to get a lot of chi from the pet. He's going to hit the pet for a little bit. Just getting his setup going. This is cooldowns for Dead. Got his aspect of the eagle. Once he gets some big damage to Lulu, Lulu is just going to disarm him completely. Dead gets disarmed during his big ranged burst. He's just still running around corners, vivifying himself, making sure the pet is taking some damage. Does have all the images up and running. One of the images actually got hit with a freezing trap for a moment. Fist of Fury flying at Dead. Lots of damage. Big dragon kick in the air. There's going to be pet sack coming out, and Lulu's going to go for Vivifies. Dead is just going to get max range and get the hell out of there. Has cooldowns coming up very soon. Lulu has karma coming in about 10 seconds. Dead could turn this around any moment now. It's just still doing damage to one another. Throwing grenades. Lulu's just hanging in there, just sticking it in there. Does he have images? Karma coming out very soon. Dead has nothing against this. No turtle or nothing. It looks like Fist of Fury might end them right now. Even if anything, Karma. It's a freezing trap. He's going to pour it over there. Dead is barely hanging out. Wants to run the monk through this. Does get a heal at the end. That is going to be disarmed onto the freezing trap. So Lulu still has Karma. His images don't show up right in our duels. Does that say he has 2 charges? He doesn't. Dead has a trick coming up in 5 seconds and burst available. Lulu does have touch of death, dampen harm, trick in about a minute. So if Dead has a big setup, he could put Lulu in a bad spot. But no turtle shell for Lulu. so you can get that touch of death and touch of karma at the same time and just pump damage into dead. It could be huge damage that one-shots him. Full stun coming out for dead. He's gonna harpoon in there with big burst, gonna take down Lulu to about half health. Trinket coming out instantaneously into a karma. Dead is just gonna run him through all the traps, and one of them is gonna be that damage trap. Just dragon kicks through it, still gets root effect, but still gonna dragon kick through it with all the images. Has a lot of damage available. Skipping dead rooted completely. Gonna disarm him right afterwards. Tiger's lost to keep it up. Big dragon kick, almost dropping dead down to holy health. Dead is bailed out of that. Porting to dead. Incap comes in. Does he have the damage? Touch of death is gonna do it, and he does it. Lulu takes that one. A best of 3. Lulu is gonna have a 2-1 victory. There it is, boys. That's how you settle it. God, these two are just fun as hell to watch, honestly. I hate his images. Yeah, the images, like, that's a really good one for the duels, because they just keep running after him. GG's, boys. GG's. Both the dead and Minami. You both did really, really well. We both did really well. I don't think monks could ever do that much damage or be that effective just a patch ago. But that was super fun, dude. Both very, very good players. Exceptionally good players. Some of the best I've seen here on EU.